We are wearing our tires very unevenly.
This thing is going to end up being
$2,400, $2,500 probably.
Well, always something. Now, we get the RV out to take it in for the front end alignment, and the steps did not go in. So I noticed something on our RV tires on our recent trip that was really not normal. The wear on these tires is really uneven, especially on the front and on the outside edges. I mean, it looks like the tires have just been riding on these outside edges. And I'm assuming our alignment is way off, and that is not really great news.
I wonder how expensive this is going to be.
Well, it's probably not going to be cheap. So I guess now we're going to take this down to a local shop that does alignments on big trucks and RVs and have them check it out and see what's really going on. I'm hoping we don't have to replace these tires because that's going to get really expensive.
So how much are new tires?
Well, the last time I looked at tires, when we first bought this RV, they were over $500 a tire. So we will keep you guys updated on the status of the front end alignment, if it really needed adjusted, or what's going on with these tires, why especially the passenger side is really wearing badly on the outside edge. Driver's side is it's bad too, but it's not near as bad as what the passenger side is. Let's see here. There's definitely more meat on this one yet, and you can still see the lines in the tread there on the inside edge. So I don't know if those are wear lines. I have a feeling those are the wear lines, letting you know when it needs to be replaced. The last thing we want to do is have a front end blowout. I mean, there is some lines there still. Some of those grooves are still there. Okay. Got to unhook the electricity, get this over to the shop. Well, always something. Now, we get the RV out to take it in for the front end alignment, and the steps did not go in. I heard a noise. I was pulling out, and I didn't even notice that they hadn't gone in. So I've had to unhook the arm. Now we're going to have to zip tie them up, and I'm going to have to deal with that. Here we go again. Always something. And I think this was caused by the salt on the roads on our trip over Christmas.
There's Rigel. We'll see you in a little while, girl.
Yep. Wow. So she's quoted us a price of $1,870 for 2 new front tires. That's $900 a tire. Man, that's expensive. And that doesn't include the, the labor for them to do the front end alignment on it. So
I thought she said it includes
the valve stems and the balancing and the disposal fee, not
labor.
Not the
Wow.
The alignment. The alignment's a whole different.
Oh my gosh.
Beast.
This thing is going to end up being
$2,400, $2,500 probably.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't really want to risk a blowout going 70 mile an hour down the interstate on the front tire. It's look at it this way. If they get the alignment right and the tires start wearing evenly, then this will should last 5 years at least, because these tires are supposed to age out before they wear out. But it is what it is.
This is a lesson learned that we should have had this thing in a long time ago to have it.
Well, I just now started noticing the uneven tire wear. This uneven tire wear on our last trip because I kind of walk around the RV a lot, and I usually check. And I noticed that they were wearing a little bit maybe a while back, but not that bad. This trip to Pennsylvania and Ohio, they really, that passenger side really started wearing down. Now, I'm just hoping there's not a broken component in the under there that's causing this to, I'm hoping it's just out of alignment, in other words, and there's no parts that are going to be needed, because then it's going to get even more expensive. Well, we just got the call. The RV is ready. They have gotten the tires replaced. They did say it was out of alignment, and they're also saying that the steering wheel is a little bit off right now, and that it's not as simple as a car to straighten that steering wheel out. He was saying that you have to basically take it loose from the column and take it loose and move it over a couple gears, so to speak. So
He said if it doesn't bother you, you know, he said it drives straight and everything is back in alignment and the tires should wear evenly now. I said, well, I'm not that OCD. If it's not off by that much, I don't really care. But I said if it does, you know, bother me, or he said if it does bother you, just bring it back in. He says they can probably fix it while I sit and wait. But pretty excited to get it back right now. They only had it a couple days, really. Not bad. Now we got to find out the damages. How much is it going to cost? We know it's $1,800 and some dollars for 2 tires because the tires are $900 a piece. But what we don't know is how much the alignment ended up costing, because I think they said that they do that by the hour. So however long it took them, and I don't know what they charge per hour. We'll find out. We'll let you know.
Well, we just got the invoice for the RV, and it wasn't as bad as what we thought it was going to be. $2,100. That's not too bad.
Especially when she said the tires alone were going to be like $1,875.
Yeah.
So.
And I knew with labor it was going to be a lot more.
For the alignment.
Yeah.
I think it shows on here. You can't see it, but I think it says labor, $247 labor.
Yeah.
For the alignment. So. Spent an hour and a half aligning it. I'm anxious to see how it drives now. See if it drives any differently.
Yeah.
And I hope the steering wheel is not that bad.
I hope it's not either.
I don't really want to have to deal with it anymore.
I don't either.
Well, here we are.
Here we are.
And we see Rigel.
Yep.
Yeah, she's over there. We're going to go in and pay a lot of money.
Yep.
All right. Settled up. She got new shoes. Oh, my goodness. They were really worn down before, weren't they? Oh, my God. Yeah, it wouldn't take much for a blowout.
No. I was getting your caps put back on.
Okay, yeah.
All good after the alignment.
Yeah.
Of course, you can't align with the caps on.
Oh, yeah.
So,
All right.
you all set?
All right, thank you. Appreciate
Yes,
it.
sir. You have a great day.
You too. How much the steering wheel's off. If it's off like that a little bit, that's not a big deal. If that's straight right there, not going to be bad. All right, so now I'm actually out on the road driving it, and the steering wheel, it's off a hair, but it's not that bad. I think we can live with that. I mean, steering wheel looks like it's maybe off to the left just maybe a half an inch, quarter inch. So, if it becomes an issue, we can just take it back in, like they said, and pay them an hour's labor or whatever it is to pull it apart and change it over and get it square. But you know, these Class A motorhomes, there's so much continual, you know, work in the steering wheel anyway when you're driving down the road. It's hard to tell what straight is anyway. So I don't think it makes that much of a difference, because I'm continually, you know, correcting this way, that way. You know, the wind pushes you a little bit, or the road pitches a little bit. So you're always working the steering wheel. It's not exactly like driving a car. All right, so pretty happy with it so far. I'll show you when we get home just how bad those tires were worn on the outside. Hopefully I got video of how bad they were before. If not, I'll just kind of show you how much meat was worn off those outside treads. Very dangerous. So these are the new shoes for the front, and hopefully I have video footage I can insert here, but if I don't, you see these 3 lines that go down the side of the tread? There was nothing left of those. It was down to there. And the next tread over was like completely fine. It was like the whole tire was just riding on this outside edge. And something I told Allie as we were driving back, I said I noticed that it seems like I have to turn the steering wheel more. Mm-hmm. And you were like, is that a problem? I'm like, no, it's just probably because more of the tire is meeting the surface now that I actually have to turn a little bit more to make it actually turn. It's not sitting on that outside edge.
So one thing we would definitely suggest when you get a new Class A, or even a Class C, or a Class B, is to get it aligned, because a lot of times the factory doesn't align it correctly, and we've learned that the hard way. Get that in immediately and had it aligned just to make sure that everything was correct. That was a very expensive lesson that we learned.
Yeah. I mean, the alignment itself was only like, I think, $247.
Yeah.
It was the tires.
Because it was not aligned properly, we ruined the tires basically.
Yeah, we wore the tires out before we should have.
Yep.
Because these tires, are only, getting on to 3 years old. You're supposed to be able to get about 5 years out of them. Typically, they'll say that these tires will age out before they wear out. But we have new shoes on the front, and I definitely feel a lot more safe and secure now driving. I tell you, when I started noticing how bad these were wearing when we were up north in Ohio and Alabama and all that stuff, and all those places, not gonna lie, I was a little nervous, on the interstate driving home on some of those roads, not knowing whether or not that could cause a blowout. But we will update you as we get ready to head to Peace River next week, and we'll be doing more interstate driving and faster speeds, see how it handles going down the road. They did adjust the Safety Plus steering system too. Obviously, they would have to readjust it after doing alignment. So I'm anxious to see how it's going to drive, going 65 mile an hour down the interstate, if it's going to handle better. All right, so we made our trip to Peace River and back, and the things I noticed with the steering was, like I said, on the drive home, when we picked it up from alignment, it was a little bit more, I had to do a little bit more movement on the steering wheel than what I was used to. So I felt like the steering wheel was a little looser. But one thing I did notice, and I'm not sure, but I think I'm gonna have to get under there and readjust that Safety Plus, because I felt like when we got on a flat, straight road and I took my hands off the steering wheel, I felt like it pulled a little bit to the left. And that can be the Safety Plus steering being just a little bit out of alignment. So I'm going to test that out on our next trip that's coming up next week and see if I can't readjust that just a little bit. Other than that, as long as the tires are wearing evenly, I mean, it drives fine. It drove fine before, honestly, but it was just the fact that I noticed that those tires were wearing so badly on that outside edge. So with all that said, we'll give it a little time and see how the tires start wearing, because I'm going to keep my eyes on them very closely this time. So if you have the Safety Plus steering stabilizer system on your RV and you've had an alignment done, have you had to readjust it yourself? Let me know down in the comments below, because we love that Safety Plus. It's been a great product that we've added onto this RV, and I just want to make sure that it is adjusted properly. But for now, I got another little project since we're in the RV maintenance mode today. It's getting hot here already this summer, and it's been about 6 months since I got up on the roof and inspected. I'm going to go up there, check everything out, make sure all the sealant is good. But I also have a product that we used about 6 months ago that I really liked called RV Roof Sauce. I think that's the name of it. I'll show you exactly what it is on the bottle when I get up there. But it cleans the roof and provides some UV protection. And I also like using 303 Aerospace. A lot of times I will go ahead and I'll spray some 303 Aerospace up there and kind of smear it around. I put it on the air conditioners, that's for sure, because those things are black and they will fade out. And they, for 3 years old, I think they look still pretty new. So this is the product. It is called Roof Sauce. I guess it's made by Bling Sauce. I guess they have bug sauce and other things too, but I like this for the roof because of the UV protection. Mm-hmm. So Allie's you're gonna stay out here and be on what? Chuck fall watch.
That's right.
She doesn't trust me on the roof anymore. No. So she's gonna sit out here and make sure I don't fall. Or if I do, then she can call 911.
Great.
Well, first inspection of the roof, I definitely see a few cracks in some of the lap sealant that I want to take care of. And the roof doesn't look all that dirty. I'm definitely going to clean it and UV protect it. And you can see that the air conditioners have stayed pretty black. It definitely helps having the UV protection on there. All right, so I'll get the roof sauce sprayed on here and I'll start brushing it. Definitely our solar panel needs cleaned, that's for sure. So you definitely got to be careful doing this up here because it gets super slick, super quick. And I'm going to be brushing it here and rinsing a little section at a time. It's kind of crazy. You don't even think it's that dirty until I start rinsing it down. And then all of a sudden, you see the dirt with the water going down and off the side. So, definitely like this product. It is coming along. I got one stubborn spot down here by the air conditioner I've hit a couple times. The front looks nice. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see. The sun's shining, but
Trust me, it's whiter and cleaner than it was. And hopefully some UV protection. One thing I like to do once I'm done cleaning the roof is go around with my 303 and just give it an extra boost of UV protection. But definitely got to be careful now because this stuff will make it very slick. But you can see 3 years of sitting in the sun, our shrouds on our air conditioners still look almost brand new. So I swear by this stuff. We've used this on every RV we've had. The roof is now good for another 3 to 6 months. It looks really good, I think. Really good. Between the roof sauce and the 303, I think it keeps it really well, protected. And this is a one-piece fiberglass roof, unlike the TPO that we had before, but it works on both. All right, now the fun part, getting back down that ladder. That was a little scary coming down the ladder. Not gonna lie, if you guys do use this product or any of the things that I've done, you got to be super careful coming down the ladder because it is slick.
Very slippery.
Slick as, I say, slick as goat's milk. And Allie could literally see my foot slipping on the ladder. I was literally hugging with my elbow the rungs as I went, as I was going down. That way, if my foot did slip, I would be like, hopefully not fall all the way down. Definitely, I probably should have rinsed off that ladder rungs a little better than I did, and probably the soles of my shoes when I got back out to the end here. But all's well that ends well. I think that's going to wrap it up for tires and steps that don't work, which you're probably going to see a future video where I'm having to replace the motor on that step mechanism because I think it's trying to go out is what it is. But getting the roof clean and everything. Guys, if you enjoy this kind of content and this kind of video, please consider subscribing, drop us a like, and
drop a comment below.
And share this video. All these things help out the channel, and we will see you in the next adventure.
All right, bye guys.
Bye guys.